single dad sent a flirty text to a cold CEO by mistake. 5 minutes later, she was at his door. He was a struggling single dad, exhausted after a double shift, trying to get his 5-year-old daughter to sleep. All he wanted was a moment of peace, and maybe a smile. So when he typed a silly, flirty message meant for his best friend, "If you don't bring coffee tomorrow, I might just kiss you," he laughed and hit send, but 2 seconds later, his heart stopped. He hadn't sent it to his friend. He sent it to her, the CEO, the ice queen, the woman who fired people without blinking, the one he'd never spoken to except "Good morning, ma'am." He panicked, threw his phone on the couch, held his head, and waited for the message, "You're fired," but instead, 5 minutes later, a black car pulled up outside his small apartment. And when he opened the door, she was standing there, cold eyes, no expression. But her next words changed everything.A. Con never expected life to turn out like this. At 31, he was raising his daughter Hannah alone, juggling 2 jobs, and living in a tiny 2-room apartment far from the city lights. His mornings began with packing school lunches, and his nights ended with paperwork under a flickering bulb. He didn't complain. Hannah's laughter was his strength. But the one place he always felt out of place was the headquarters of Stellar Industries. Run by the famously cold CEO, Alina Saeed, people whispered that she didn't smile, didn't joke, didn't care about anyone. She was known as the Glacier. He was a junior designer, invisible. That night, after putting Hannah to sleep, he sat on the couch, texting his friend Farhan about their plan to meet for coffee. He typed jokingly, "If you don't bring coffee tomorrow, I might just kiss you." He hit send and froze. Instead of tapping Farhan's name, his tired thumb had tapped Ms. Alina as his blood turned to ice. He stared at the screen like it was counting down to his execution. He typed a frantic follow-up message, "Ma'am, I'm sulfur monoxide, sorry, wrong text, huge mistake." But the app showed only one thing, read. He imagined her sharp eyes narrowing. He imagined HR calling. He imagined having to tell Hannah they were losing the apartment. He had just buried his face in his hands when he heard a car stopping, brakes, a door opening. Footsteps. He peeked through the curtain. A sleek black Mercedes, the company's official car. His heartbeat punched his ribs. No, it couldn't be, but then a knock. Slow, controlled, chilling. Ayan opened the door with trembling hands. There she was, Alina Saeed, the Glacier herself, standing at his doorstep like a storm that lost its way. Perfect suit, hair tied, eyes sharp, but she wasn't alone. She was holding something. Coffee, a steaming cup. Ayan blinked, confused, terrified, embarrassed all at once. She lifted the cup slightly and said in a calm voice, "You wanted coffee. And a kiss?" His world shattered. Ayan's mouth went dry. He stepped back instinctively, unsure what to do, what to say, or whether to faint. Alina walked inside without waiting for permission, her heels clicking like she owned the floor, the air, and his heartbeat. "Relax," she said, placing the coffee on his table. "I'm not here to fire you." He blinked. That didn't help. His mind still screamed, "She's going to fire me." Hannah's soft footsteps broke the tension. But who's the auntie?" Alina turned. For a fraction of a moment, the ice queen melted. Her eyes softened as she saw the little girl holding a half-broken teddy bear. "I didn't mean to wake her," Alina said quietly. But the cold edge in her voice wasn't there anymore. I noticed something unusual. Her hands were shaking. Minutely, but shaking. This wasn't anger. This was nerves. Alina sat, uninvited but strangely gentle. "That message," she said, "was unexpected." "I know," he rushed. "I'm extremely sorry, ma'am." Exhaustion, wrong contact. "Please believe me." She raised a hand. "You think I came here because I was offended?" He had no reply. "I came." She paused, choosing her words. "Because no one has ever spoken to me like that. Not jokingly. Not casually. Not like I'm human." Ayan frowned. Alina took a slow breath. "My whole life," she continued, "people have obeyed me, feared me, respected me only because of my position. You," she pointed at him, "you accidentally treated me like a normal person." Ayan didn't know whether to laugh, apologize again, or hide behind the couch. Then Hannah walked up to Alina and said the most unexpected thing. "Auntie, you look lonely." Alina froze. Her jaw tightened but her eyes glistened. "Children break walls, adults can't." Ayan knelt beside Hannah. "Sweetie, don't say that." But Alina wiped her eyes discreetly and whispered, "She's not wrong." For the first time, Ayan saw the truth. Behind the coldness was a woman carrying a lifetime of pressure, expectations, and loneliness. Someone who didn't know how to smile because no one had given her a reason to. "You didn't have to come all the way here," Ayan finally said. "I did," she replied, "because that message made me feel something I haven't felt in years." "What?" Alive silence. Slow, warm, not awkward anymore. Then Alina asked, "Do you still want that kiss?" Ayan nearly choked. Mum, she smirked, and it wasn't cold. It was beautiful. Alina stayed longer than either of them expected. She asked Hannah about school, admired her drawings, even helped fix the teddy bear's torn ear with tape. It was surreal, the Ice Queen repairing a toy. Something was changing. She wasn't the CEO here. She wasn't the Glacier. She was just Alina. When Hannah fell asleep again, Ian walked Alina to the door. The hallway light flickered above them, casting a soft golden hue. "I'm sorry again for the text," he said quietly. "You should stop apologizing for the best mistake of your life," she replied. He looked up, confused. "I came here because I wanted to see who had the courage to text me something like that. But now," she hesitated, "now I'm wondering what else you might say if you weren't scared." Ian swallowed. Every part of him wanted to run. Every part of him wanted to stay. "Mum, Alina," she corrected. "Okay. Alina," he felt strange saying it. "Intimate, real. You don't need to fear me," she said. "I'm not as strong as people think. You seem strong to me." She looked away. "Only because I had no one to be soft with." Ian felt those words, deep, before he could reply. She stepped closer. He could feel her breath, warm and unsteady. "You asked for a kiss." She whispered. "I didn't really, but maybe," she interrupted. "I want one." Ian froze. The woman who could buy buildings, fire directors, and command board meetings was asking a single dad for a kiss. He didn't move. Not until she reached up, gently touching his face like she'd forgotten what tenderness felt like. Their lips met, soft, hesitant, warm, like to people learning a language they were never taught. When she pulled back, she smiled, not a cold smirk. A real smile. "I'll pick you up tomorrow morning," she said. "Both of you. Hannah will come to the office, and you'll sit beside me." Ian blinked. "Sit beside you? For what?" "I'm promoting you," she said. "Effective immediately." "What? Why?" She leaned in one last time and whispered, "Because the only man I trust is the one who texted me by mistake." She walked down the stairs, heels echoing. But before getting into the car, she looked back and said, "And Ian, next time you flirt, send it on purpose." His heart wasn't just racing. It was alive. "If you want part 2, a continuation, or a new title rewrite, just tell me. I'll create the next viral script for you."